So, ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention here. This is the last section that you're going to see on the midterm. All right? So, this is a final new thing that we're learning in this class, and it's really ridiculously easy. That's why we did that opener with the solving equations, because we're still solving equations. This sounds fancy, dimensional analysis, but in reality, it's just solving multivariable equations. All right? So here's an example. It says solve for A. Now, what does it mean when they say solve for A? What does it mean to solve for X? What does it mean to solve for Z? What does that mean? Get that variable alone on one side of the equal sign. So when I say solve for A, where's A at? It's right here. Is it alone on the left side of the equal sign? No, it's not alone. It has a B right there. Now, let's move the B to the other side, but the question is, how do we do that? How do we get rid of this B right here? We have to think of the inverse operation, right? If there's a fire, you turn it off with the water, right? With the opposite value. So whatever's happening to this A with this B, we need to get rid of it by doing the opposite. So what's happening between the A and the B? Does it say A plus B? Does it say A minus B? What does it say? A times B. So there's really multiplication between the A and the B. I don't want that multiplication of B. I want to get rid of the multiplication of B. Why? Because they're telling me to solve for A. They're telling me to solve for A. So I need to get rid of that multiplication of B. How do I get rid of the multiplication of B? Yeah, the opposite of multiplying is dividing. So we're going to use a fraction bar. That's really a division bar. So divide by B cancels out. What I do to one side, I must do to the other side. And guess what? I'm done. A equals C over B. Ta-da! That's the fancy word dimensional analysis, right? All we're doing is solving equations that have more than one variable, and we're solving for whatever variable they tell us. So let's jump right into the practice for today. So on this practice, we're doing 2 through 20 even, and numbers 3 and 17. So let's jump right into it. On number 2, we're solving for P, and P is clearly on the right side of this equal sign. So it says W times P. I need to get P by itself. That's what it means to solve for P. So how do I get rid of the multiplication of W? Divided by W. Divided by W. We do to one side, do to the other. That cancels out. And I love these equations because you just do the math and like you're done. You don't really have to actually deal with numbers. It's just R over W. That's your answer. Of course, it's nicer if you put P equals R over W. Let's move on to number 4. Right here, we're solving for M. So where is M at, Jessica? Is it on the left side of the equal sign or the right side of the equal sign? Where is it at? Oh, let me ask you this. Is it on the left side of the equal sign or the right side of the equal sign? Both.
Oh,
Both.
I'm blind, I'm sorry.
Right? You guys see this one M? There's another M over here.
Oh.
Okay, let's first understand this. That this right here, maybe it would be better if it were a little further away so people don't get confused. That's not part of the equation. They're just telling you solve for M. And of course, there's an M on both sides of the equal sign. So you don't want M on both sides. Let's get rid of one of them. Now, I am going to get rid of the minus 4M and move it over here. How do I get rid of a minus? I'm going to get rid of the 4M by doing a minus 4M. So I put a minus 4M there. Put a minus 4M there. I will have negative T equals, what is M take away 4M?
3M.
Negative 3M. Okay, and it's important we put that negative sign. So I almost have M by itself. That's what they want us to solve for. That's what I'm doing. I need to get rid of that negative 3 right in front of the M. Yes. Since it does say negative 3 times M, we're going to do the opposite of multiplying, which is division. So you put a division bar and you put that negative 3 value down there. And what you do to one side, you must do to the other. And those negative 3's cancel, and you will have your answer M equals negative divided by negative, positive. So you really have T over 3. I would write it like this. M equals T over 3. There's your answer. Let's move on to number 6. Number 6, they want us to solve for the variable C. Where's C at? Is it on the left side of the equal sign or the right side of the equal sign? It's on both sides. You don't want it on both sides, so let's get rid of one of them. Angel, which one would you get rid of? This C or that C?
The negative 5C.
The negative 5C. Excellent. Now, if you did move the 2C over this way, you'd have 0, and then you'd have to get the D over that way, and then divide by whatever number you have. It's more steps, right? There's many roads to the same place. Some of them are more direct. So, yeah, you got the right option there, Angel. We're going to get rid of this minus 5C by going plus 5C. Now, you do to one side, you do to the other side. We end up with D equals 2 plus 5, that is 7. And, of course, we're talking about C's. And I need to solve for C. I need to get C by itself. So how do I get rid of this multiplication of C? Divide by 7, right? Divide by 7. And this cancels out, and you're done. C equals D divided by 7. C equals D over 7. Yay?
Yay.
All right. Number 8. We are solving for N. So, Jessica, where's N at? I mean, this is just telling us that we're solving for N. Is it on the left side or right side? Or both? Left. All right. So, the question is, here's N. It's on the left side of the equal sign. How do I get N by itself? What do I get rid of first? All right. And how do I get rid of that? Minus. Okay. And what I do to one side? Do to the other. And then I rewrite 3n equals, could I actually do 1 take away d?
Yeah.
You can't, so you're just going to rewrite it, right? Like terms. You could do 1 take away 5. You could do 3d take away 1d. But if you have a number and a letter, you can't really do that. You're just going to rewrite it. So let's just rewrite it. 1 take away that value, d. And now let's get n by itself by getting rid of this multiplication of 3 right in front of it. Divide by 3, which you do to one side, do to the other side. So when we divide by 3 over here, could I actually divide 1 by 3 or d by 3? No, I'm just going to put the whole thing divided by 3. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your acceptable answer. N equals 1 minus d over 3. I know it looks complicated, but there's really no math that you're actually doing besides writing it. 1 minus d divided by 3. Now, if you're taking a multiple choice test, which the midterm is a multiple choice test, they might write your answer as this. N equals 1 over 3 minus d over 3. That's also a possible answer that you might see on a multiple choice test. It's just whenever you have 2 terms divided by one number, you could technically split that divisor into both of them. It's the same exact thing. If you don't believe me, check this out. Let me give you an example of that. Let's say I had, what's 2 plus 4 divided by 2? What's 2 plus 4?
4.
6. And what's 6 divided by 2? 3. So notice, I could take this single denominator and split it to both of them, make it 2 divided by 2 plus 4 divided by 2, and we will get the same answer, 3. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 1 plus 2 is the same answer, 3, as if I were to go 6 divided by 2, which is 3. So it is possible to take that denominator and split it to each of the numerator values, okay? And that's exactly what might happen on a multiple choice test. You might have this answer, but they might take the 3 and split them to each of them. It's just good to know. Moving on, number 10. I want to get x by itself. Where's the x at? Left side or right side? Pablo? Left side. I need to get it by itself. Pablo, what do I do first? See, here's x. I don't want this junk. I don't want that junk. What do I get rid of first? Yolanda, do you agree with that? What do you get rid of first, Yolanda? We are solving for x. Here's x. I need to get it by itself. What do I get rid of first? If this is the movie star, and that's the movie star's buddy, this guy, you don't really care about much, right? Let's get rid of this guy first. How do I get rid of that c? Good job, Pablo. Plus c. Add c. Add c. Could I actually add b plus c? No, so I'm just going to rewrite it, okay? So what do I have left? I have ax equals b plus c. What's my final step to get... Yeah, there you go. To get that x by itself, there's a times x. You don't want the multiplication of a. So you divide by a, divide the whole thing by a, and that's it. X equals b plus c divided by a. Could somebody give me another acceptable answer that you might see on a multiple choice test?
X equals B over A plus C over A.
Excellent. Good job. Let's move on to number 12. We are solving for C. Angel, where's the C at? On the left side or the right side of the equal sign? Here's the equal sign. Angel. That angel. Where is the C at? Is it on the...
It's on the left side.
It's on the left side. There you go. So I need to get C by itself on this left side. Angel, the other angel, what would I do to get this C by itself?
No, wait. Which one?
Well, we want to get this C by itself, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now remember, this is just telling us to solve for C. So this C is clearly on the left side of the equal sign. I need to get it by itself. So Angel, what do I get rid of? Angel, who's the movie star on this side? The C. This is a very important person right here. How about that B? It's pretty close to it, so it must be kind of important, right? Get rid of this guy first, right? How do I get rid of this guy?
Minus 3G.
Minus 3G.
And it's do it to both sides.
Do it to both sides.
You have to rewrite 2K minus 3G.
Excellent. You can't do this, so you're just going to rewrite it 2K minus 3G.
First I was confused, like, huh?
Bring down the equals. It looks confusing because all these letters, right? But it's really
I was
easier.
thinking at 4C was not,
Yeah.
like, that's not part of it.
So we have B times C equals that stuff. Now we are solving for C. We almost have it by itself. There's a multiplication of B in front of it. So you divide by B, divide the whole thing by B, and there's your answer. C equals 2K minus 3G, all divided by B. Or Angel, could you give me another acceptable answer? C equals
2K minus 3G? Or no?
Silas, help him out.
Yeah, help me. I don't know this one. I don't know the second.
It's
2KB or 2KO divided by B.
Okay.
Minus 3G divided by B.
Excellent. Thank you, Silas. So just remember, both of these answers are correct, but the reason why I'm showing you both is because sometimes multiple choice answers, they don't give it to you all together. Sometimes they do. They might separate it, so we need to know the difference. Because you might get the right answer, you might get this right answer and you don't see it on your multiple choice on the midterm, and you're going to think, oh, it's not there, I did it wrong, or you guessed, but it's really the same exact answer. Moving on, number 14. Adrian, what are we doing, or what are we solving for on number 14? C. Where's C at? It's on the left side. I need to get it by itself. What do I do first, Adrian? Here's C, right? This is the movie star. That's the most important thing that we want. We want to isolate C. We need to get rid of the 8 and the 6J. The question is, which one's first? The 6J, right? So let's get rid of 6J. How do we get rid of 6J? It is a plus 6J. How do I get rid of a plus 6J? Minus 6J, right? So minus 6J cancels out. What I do to one side, I do to the other. Could I actually do 5P take away 6J? No. So I'm just going to rewrite it. On the left side, I have 8C. I have the equal sign. On the right side, I'm just going to rewrite 5P minus 6J.
That's what you do.
For my final step, Samantha, what do I do?
divide 8.
Divide by 8. Divide by 8. There's your answer. C equals 5P minus 6J, all divided by 8. Another acceptable answer would be what? C equals
5P over 8.
5P over 8 minus 6J over 8. And that's another acceptable answer. And then, here's another tricky thing. You might not even see this because the 6/8, they're both even numbers. You could actually reduce that. So they might even write it like this. C equals, 5P over 8 you can't reduce. But the 6J over 8 you could reduce by 2, 3J over 4. So that's another acceptable answer. Okay? I'm writing all the possible ones because the midterm is multiple choice and we don't know which exact answer they're going to give us. Moving on.
If you choose one of the right answers, will it still count as right?
Well, on the midterm, they're only going to give you one possible right answer. So what I am afraid of is that you guys get this correct answer and they write it like this, and you don't know how to get from here to here, right? But if they do write like that, then it's easy. Right. Number 16. Solving for Jahadri. Which one are we solving for? That's right. It says right there for C. Where's C at? The left side or the right side of the equal sign? Is it by itself on the left side? No. Heck no. There's a couple of things I need to get rid of. I need to get rid of this fraction of 2 divided by 2 and also this x. And then also the minus c. I don't want a minus c, I want a plus c. So there's 3 things to do here. Jahadri, which one do I do first? What do I get rid of first? The 2. I need to get rid of that divided by 2. So how do we get rid of a division of 2? Times 2. So put a times 2 right there. That will cancel out.
X minus c equals 2d.
Yes, because what you do to one side, you do to the other side. Thank you very much.
And then you're just going to do minus x. It's going to be 2d minus x equals c. But
Okay.
Change it.
So since we're trying to get the c by itself, let's get rid of that x by subtracting x. Subtracting x. Let's rewrite negative c equals 2d minus x. How do I change that negative c to a positive c? Multiply everything by negative 1 or divide by negative 1. It's totally up to you. So if you imagine that there's a negative 1 in front of that c, you could divide by negative 1, divide the whole thing by negative 1, which means it's going to change all the signs, right? Or you could just do that, just change all the signs. So your answer will be C equals negative 2d plus x. That is your answer for number 16. Last one, 18. Solving for b. B is up here. Multiply by what?
7.
Multiply by 7. What do you do to one side, do to the other?
It's going to be b
It's
minus
4.
4z equals 7a.
Equals 7a. All right. And
You do
No,
plus-
and then
and then you do plus 4z.
all right.
sides.
Yeah, we're solving for b. You want to get rid of that minus 4z? You're going to go plus 4z.
Yes.
7a minus 4z.
b equals 7a
Oh, no.
plus
Wait.
4z.
Both of you are right. Both of you are right. B equals 7a plus 4z. Whoa, why did I put that? Sorry. And that's it. We're done. That's technically the homework for today. Tomorrow we're going to have this same section, same worksheet, and we're done with everything that will be on the midterm. We just need to do a practice midterm next week and then take the midterm next week.
Wait, are we going to take it on Friday?
I think we're going for Friday.